Meghan Markle is in crisis after a series of epic disasters, including the total failure of her tell-all interview with Emma Grede, allegations against her BFF and Lilibet's godfather, no less, Tyler Perry.
People who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season.
For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
It's like a web, an absolute web, with whatever direction, you know. And as for Tyler Perry, the people are believing these ticks because he's connected to Meghan Markle. People are looking for the bad, and the bad seem to align themselves with the bad, and the good connect with the good, you know. So yeah, I just it's a mess. It's a royal mess.
Tyler Perry, once the supposed guardian angel of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, gave them the protection that no one else did. But now he's armed with years of receipts. As their Hollywood life crumbles, one truth is becoming impossible to ignore. The Sussex empire may be one interview away from total collapse. But this story isn't just about betrayal. It's about secrets, power plays, and the brutal cost of burning bridges. When Meghan Markle and Prince Harry fled the royal family in 2020, the world watched in disbelief. No security, no backup plan. Then came Tyler Perry. The billionaire filmmaker offered much sympathy. He opened the gates to his private mansion, handed them the keys to his jet, and even became godfather to their daughter.
Meghan Markle recently said that you reached out to her and said, come, you know, you can live in my home.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time for them. And what I know about the two of them, and I wish the world knew how much they love these two people love each other. They found each other in the...
At the time, Meghan called him their guardian angel, praising his compassion, generosity, and unwavering support during what she described as the darkest chapter of their lives. But fast forward to now, and that narrative has taken a fall. Meghan has all but erased Perry from her public image-scrubbing photos, distancing herself and treating the man who once saved her like a distant mistake. And Perry's not staying quiet. Sources say he's fuming, especially after Meghan's recent attempts to downplay their connection. But here's what Meghan didn't think about. They all signed an NDA, and buried deep in the NDA fine print is a simple clause that drags everything. If one party smears the other publicly, the NDA is null. That means Tyler Perry is free to tell everything, every call, every video, every behind-the-scenes moment. The man who once shielded them from paparazzi now holds a vault of private recordings, emotional confessions, and internal fights, and he's legally allowed to use them all. Meghan didn't just burn a bridge. She lit the fuse to obliterate what's left of her public image. Now, thanks to that NDA clause Meghan overlooked, Tyler Perry now has every legal right to unleash everything. The world knows Perry as the mastermind behind media, but behind the scenes, he's a meticulous documenter. He records everything. Voicemails, text messages, calls, security footage, all stored. Insiders say Perry kept everything. Nothing was off limits. It's all in his possession. And now, with the NDA voided, it's all potentially headed for the public stage. But Perry doesn't just want to get even. He wants control. And that means leveraging his receipts not just for revenge, but for power. Multiple networks are reportedly offering prime slots and seven-figure deals for the exclusive rights to whatever he's willing to reveal. This right here is the kind of tell-all that could reshape the entire Sussex narrative. Imagine an interview where Perry's being asked the hard questions. Except he's not dodging, he's delivering with timestamps, evidence, and stories the public never imagined. Meghan spent years carefully forming her public image, but all of that could come crashing down. While Meghan scrambles to rebrand and silence the noise, Prince Harry is reportedly falling apart behind the scenes, making phone calls to his former military buddies, his polo circle, and even distant relatives. He's searching for clarity, for comfort, for someone to tell him he didn't ruin the one stable relationship that saved his family when the world turned its back. Because make no mistake, Tyler Perry didn't just give them safety, he gave them legitimacy. At a time when Harry's own father was dodging calls and the palace was slamming doors, Perry opened his own without hesitation. Now Harry's being told to pretend that generosity never happened. Behind closed doors, Meghan is reportedly pressuring him to go no contact. No response and no acknowledgement of Perry's growing fury. But for Harry, it's not that simple. This isn't just about PR, it's about loyalty. It's about the man who stepped in when his own own bloodline wouldn't. And for Harry, erasing Perry feels like erasing the only person who cared for them. Insiders claim he's experiencing panic attacks, snapping at staff, struggling with sleepless nights. How can he reconcile with being a prince who preaches about compassion while throwing his biggest supporter under the bus? While Harry and Meghan's California kingdom shakes, the royal establishment is enjoying things. Palace insiders, once silenced by fear of backlash, are now leaking quotes. To them, Harry's unraveling isn't just predictable, it's vindication. Ever since the Sussexes ditched their titles and fled to Hollywood, the royals have been portrayed as cold, cruel, and outdated. But now they're watching Meghan and Harry's brand implode. One insider was quoted saying the royal family is delighted Harry's friendship exploded. Suddenly, William and Kate look like the picture of calm stability and loyalty, a stark contrast to the chaos engulfing Montecito. Even the media is flipping the script. People magazine, once Meghan's go-to outlet, just published a glowing profile of Princess Kate's resilience post-cancer treatment, painting her as a queen in waiting with renewed purpose.
And now this from her allies at People magazine, her favorite publication, which has gone public on Kate's summer of strength. Writing, there are some major shifts coming. As Princess Kate privately rebuilds after a year of cancer treatment, she's stepping out with a new purpose and the poise of a queen in waiting. Nothing's working. And People magazine, which she has just spent the past 2 years coveting, has decided to become Team Catherine all of a sudden.
The message is clear. Team Meghan is out. And Meghan's allies in the press have either gone silent or switched sides. It's the ultimate humiliation. The woman who once graced magazine covers with the tagline Modern Duchess is now being replaced by the very institution she tried to escape. Every flattering headline about Kate, every dignified photo op from William's team is timed perfectly. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan can't seem to get ahead of a single narrative. Every move they make is mocked, every attempt at control backfires. But while the palace enjoys their moment, another storm is brewing, and this one could drag Meghan into a courtroom with everything on the line. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse for Meghan Markle, a lawsuit threatens to turn her constructed brand into nothing. Actor and producer Derek Dixon filed a massive legal claim against Tyler Perry, accusing the mogul of emotional manipulation and career sabotage. But here's where it gets messy. The timeline of the alleged crime overlaps exactly with the period Meghan and Harry were living in Perry's mansion. That means there's a very real possibility Meghan witnessed, heard, or even discussed the behavior in question. Imagine Meghan Markle, global activist, feminist icon, empowerment advocate under oath, forced to answer questions about whether she knowingly stayed silent while such treatment allegedly happened around her. It's a PR nightmare and a legal disaster. The very foundation of her public image is built on speaking truth, protecting the vulnerable, and standing up to power. But this puts her in the position of having potentially looked the other way. Her team is scrambling. Reports say lawyers are in damage control mode, going through every public statement, every podcast appearance, and every interview that could contradict a testimony. If Meghan even hints that she knew more than she let on and fails to align with what she said publicly, the perjury risk is real. She's already been accused of narrative shifting in the past. But now, the consequences are legal. And here's the twist. Meghan can't play the victim here. Not when she once called Perry her guardian angel and thanked him for his unshakable moral compass. And while her lawyers prepare for battle, Hollywood is quietly turning its back. While Meghan braces for legal fallout, Hollywood is making it clear that they're done. Executives who once rolled out red carpets are now dodging her. Oprah, who once gave Meghan and Harry the most watched royal interview in decades, is suddenly unavailable for future appearances. Brands that once raced to be associated with Meghan's image of empowerment are quietly freezing partnerships, pulling deals and ghosting her calls. Spotify already dropped her podcast with public shade, calling the whole partnership a grift. Her Netflix deal is now hanging by a thread, with insiders whispering about unused footage and unreleased content that paints a very different picture of the Duchess than what the world has seen. Even luxury fashion houses that Meghan once flaunted as symbols of elite influence are going cold. Then, the same week she tried launching her new jam line, Prince William hit a massive deal with Gucci, slamming the door on any Meghan comeback possibility. And And in the middle of this implosion, Meghan pivoted to preserves, apricot jam, rose hip honey, and a whole line of spreads that became her attempt to redirect the narrative. But the internet saw straight through it. Crisis conserve trended for days. One user joked her next release should be damage control marmalade. What was meant to be a soft PR reboot turned into a desperate attempt at wholesomeness that only highlighted how far Meghan had fallen from her Hollywood pedestal. And right now, Meghan's brand is optical poison. But the final blow came straight from Tyler Perry himself. If Meghan thought the worst was behind her, she underestimated the man she burned. Tyler Perry isn't just angry, he's strategic. And now, after being scrubbed from her narrative and dragged into a lawsuit, he's preparing to go all out. Word from insiders is that Perry's legal team is looking around for an exclusive sit-down interview that would rival Oprah's, but this time with him in the spotlight, and the media networks are ready. A tell-all episode with Perry unleashing. The full behind-the-scenes drama of Meghan and Harry's post-royal life is pure media gold, and he's got receipts. Sources claim Perry has years' worth of saved communications like tearful video chats, emotional voicemails, frantic texts, and possibly even security footage from inside the mansion. Meghan and Harry believed they were safe behind Perry's gates, but they forgot Perry's a producer. He documents everything. If this footage sees the light of day, it won't just tarnish Meghan's brand. It'll rewrite her entire public persona. All those soft interviews, empowerment slogans, and heartfelt monologues could be undone by a few unfiltered moments. Jessica Mulroney, Meghan's former best friend now turned enemy, might bring out her own stack of receipts. Spotify executives could leak internal memos revealing why they really dropped archetypes. Netflix editors sitting on unreleased footage might suddenly find motivation to leak scenes that paint a more chaotic and less in control Meghan. One move from Perry could spark everything. What makes this even more dangerous is Perry's influence. He's Hollywood royalty, and if he speaks, people listen. And if he provides hard evidence that contradicts Meghan's carefully crafted image, the fallout will be irreversible. This is no longer just a royal drama. It's turning into a scandal. And Meghan doesn't have many allies left in this industry. What once looked like a genuine brand empire built on themes like empowerment, authenticity, and modern royalty is now crumbling under the weight of contradictions, scandals, and burned bridges. The Sussexes tried to reinvent the monarchy from a Montecito mansion, but today that empire looks to be falling. Former allies are backing away. PR firms that once lined up to work with Meghan are quietly cutting ties. And every new move she makes only seems to deepen the mess. The jam business, intended as a pivot to relatable entrepreneur, turned into a joke. Her podcast brand is dead. Her Netflix partnership is hanging by threads. And then there's Harry, trapped between loyalty to his wife and the guilt of betraying the one man who saved them. Friends say he's isolated, anxious, and visibly shaken. He's watching the empire he helped build shatter. His once unshakable confidence is gone, replaced by silence and chaos. Meanwhile, Perry still has the receipts. Mulroney has motives. And in the background, the Buckingham Palace watches with quiet satisfaction. The narrative Meghan tried to control for years is slipping from her hands. What started as a powerful escape has turned into a Hollywood tragedy. And the final blow may come straight from Tyler Perry, the man she once called family. The question isn't just whether Meghan and Harry can recover, it's whether there's anything left to save. Meghan Markle tried to rewrite the rules of royalty, and Harry hoped love alone could carry them through the storm. But when bridges burn and allies turn, the truth always finds its way to the surface. Tyler Perry isn't just holding the receipts. He may be holding the last straw of the Sussex brand. If he speaks, it'll be the end of their story. Hollywood backs away, and the palace watches from a distance, because this isn't just about a feud. It's about trust, power, and what happens when the people who helped build your empire decide to tear it down.